Hello everyone. In this video we'll create a composite entity. So what I'm going to do, I will create my purchase order headers and lines entity. So I will write down steps here. Now what is composite entity is nothing when you use more than one entity. Okay, so that is called composite entity. So the high level steps are, first of all, you need to have at least two entities, right? Then only you want to use composite entity. So you need to have two entities. So if you have entity, you should have two staging tables as well. Alright, so once you have this much info with you, then the next step would be you need to create relation between your entities and staging table. Okay, so when I say, so you will have two entities, right? So there should be relation between those two entities and those two staging tables as well. There should be a relation. Then the last step would be we need to add two fields into our staging table named as row ID and parent row ID. Okay, and also we need to add an index in both the staging table. Okay, and we need to do one more setting that is related to index that I will show you. Okay, so first of all, what initially I will do, I will create these two entities. So I will create, see, we already have the entities available for purchase, orders and purchase line into our, out of the box system, but we'll create our own custom one. So we can apply the same logic, like wherever we want to create entities. So for that, what I will do, I will create my purchase order header entity first. For that, I will simply go here and I will go to my new item. So this video may be long, but you'll be able to understand. So let me go to data entity. So here I will say purge table entity, purge table entity in TITY. I will add this. So then I need to select my data source as purge table. So whenever you will create entity, so when you hit on that button, so it will take some time. So now it is loaded. So I will select my purge table, this one, and you need to make sure the public collections name are not duplicated. So I will say purge table entity, something like this, even though I'm not going to use it. Yeah, so this would be my public entity name and collection name, which will be used for OData. I will click on next. So it will take some time. Always whenever you create entities, they really take good amount of time. So here now I need to select fields. So what I will do, I will only select the mandatory fields. So let me expand this. So I will only select the mandatory fields. Let me take this select all. Okay, so I will only pick mandatory fields. So this is one of the mandatory field. Then I see this currency code is mandatory. I will pick this as well. And let me come down, go above. I think I missed something. Okay, this is fine. We'll go down. Okay, so you see this invoice account is also mandatory. Then this language ID is also mandatory, even though we can also skip that, but I will take this important one. Yeah, purchase ID. Okay, this one is also vendor group. Right, so let me click on next. So my entity will be created with all these fields. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll go to properties and we'll see, we'll just cross check, whether everything is correctly. Okay, our field is there. All right, we'll make sure also the key is also added nicely. Okay, so that is also there. Let's see any relation. Okay, no relation is there. So now my one entity is ready, my one staging table is ready. As per, right, I've completed this, so I will remove this. Then I took, and also, sorry, so we have created one entity and one staging table, so we are left with one now. So again, I will create one more entity. This time I will create an entity for my purchase line. So let me go to new items, go to data entity. So I will say this as my purchase line entity. PURCH purchase line entity, and I will add. Now the window will open for me where I will need to simply select my data source. So I will select my purchase line. Okay, here I will say purchase line entity. Copy this. I will copy this, and this is all good. I'll click on next. Click on next. Okay, so this wizard is open now. So I'll expand this. Here also I will only go with mandatory fields, so I will click on the select all so that it will get all the fields will get unselected. Okay, so okay, so let me start. So you see this currency code is mandatory, this purchase ID, so this not this one, and take this, and let me see. Yeah, here we go. This vendor account and vendor group. Alright, I will cross check one more time. Okay, currency code is already there. Alright, so what I will do, I will keep this field as well, line amount and line number as well. So let me click on next. Okay, so now both the entities are ready. So the next step here would be to create relationship between these two entities. So you need to create relation in the child entity. First of all, I will check the key is available or not here. Oh, you see the key is not available here. So what I will do, let me open field here. Let me search for invent trans ID. So what I will do, I will copy this field to my, cross this. So I will add this field to my this section, field section here. Okay, and let me make sure let me right click and go to properties. Okay, yeah. So I will drag this field and will add this field to this entity key. Alright, so this is done. Now the next step would be here. Let me check the relation. Okay, nothing is there. So what I will do, I will create a relation now. So to create relationship between these two tables. So what I will do, I will simply right click, go to new, we'll go to relation, and here I need to put my related entity name. So my related entity name is nothing, it's purge table entity, purge table entity, this one. So let me save this. So I can give same name to my relation. Cardinality I will specify 0 more. There could be 0 more, and for my this related data entity there will be exactly one, right? And let me select the relation type as composition here. I will save this. Then I will add simply fields here. We do the similar thing in table as well. This is pretty standard way to do. So now these two tables should be related, relate with the purchase ID. So I will select here my purchase ID, and again in the related field also I will go with purchase ID. Copy and paste. All right. Let me make sure that I copied the correct field here. So what I will do, I will copy this, copy, and I will go here and I'll make sure this is correct. Alright, this is coming now. So now there is a relation between these two entities already available. So I will go here, and you see we are done with this, right? We have created two entities and two staging table, and we have created a relation between our entities. Now we need to create relation between our staging tables. So for that I will again go back to my staging table. Again we'll create relationship here only in staging table, in the line staging table. So I will open this. Okay. So the first thing that I will go to properties here. Okay, title file is fine, yeah. So if you will see here, okay, no relation is there. Let me open my this purge table. Here we have a relation. Alright, so what I will do, I will simply create here new relation, and we'll go to properties. So here I need to create relation with my purchase table staging entity staging table, right? So first of all I will go to relation here, and then I will do setups here. First of all I will say in related table I'm going to select my purge table staging, purge table staging. Let me do this, let me copy it from here, copy, and I will copy here. In the table I will paste this. Let me save this. Now we need to define cardinality, so it will be 0 more, and in related it would be exactly 1, and here I will define the relationship as link. Let me save this, and then I will click on new. We'll go to this one. Now here you need to define the relation. So in the related field, there is some issue with this. Let me quickly check. Okay, let me do this. So let me go to this table entity here. Okay, I have already checked here. Okay. So let me put purchase ID here. So the first field would be from line, second would be from, okay, here now it is coming. Then this field would be coming from our purge table staging one. And we need to add, two more here. So we need to add, always remember, like whenever we are, dealing with composite entity, we need to add two more normal relations here. So here I need to choose my definition group and execution ID. I'll say definition group. I will select definition group here. And then similarly, here I need to choose my execution ID. I will say execution ID. And here also we'll select my execution ID. Alright, so we are done with this as well. So we have created this relation. And now the interesting thing here is we need to add two more fields as well. So the two fields that we really need to add is a row ID and parent row ID. So what I will do, I will simply click here, and these two fields should be of type integer. So we need to select here integer. So I will say this as ROW row ID, and let me copy the same name, and I will create one more field as integer, and here I need to simply put parent and then row ID. Let me save this. So now these two fields, we also need these two fields into our purge table staging. So I'll go to purge table staging, and I will go to fields. I can simply paste this. Let me copy again. Okay, they're coming now. So let me go back here. So here if you see, this is completed. Now the row ID and parent row ID is completed. And now we need to add indexes in both the staging table. So this is a standard way. So what you need to do, you need to create here new index. I'll go to properties, and we'll say it as row ID X. Here you can copy those two fields like row ID and parent row ID. So what you can do is simply select execution ID, select definition group, row ID and parent row ID, and simply copy them to this. That's it. And we need this particular index at our line table as well, line staging table as well. So I will go to line staging table, and here I will go to indexes, and we'll paste this. Alright, so we'll make sure these fields are populating here. Right, so we have created two entities, okay, the corresponding staging table as well. We added a relation between these tables and these entities as well. Then we added two fields in both the entities, like the row ID and parent row ID, because if you are using composite entity, then only with the help of row ID and parent row ID the system knows like which is the parent, which is the child. And then similarly we need to add these two row ID indexes. Now at the end, what we'll do, we'll create our composite entity. So I will right click, I will go to add, I will go to new items, I will go to data model, and here I will go to composite data entities. So I will say here something like purchase order line, something like composite entity, and let me add. Alright, so we have added it. So what we need to do here, we need to add data source here. So the first data source would be our purge table entity, right? Purge table entity. Again, this is not coming here. Maybe I need to do a build and sync, but anyway, I will copy the correct name. So let me copy this, copy, and I'll paste this. Sorry. Yes. So this is ready. Now I need to add my new data source. So this would be my parent and this would be my child data source. So here I need to select my my purchase line entity. So I will click here, we'll click here, we'll go here, we'll copy this, and let me paste this here. Alright, so now what do we need to do? See, we have added two independent data source, but we need to link these two entities, right? So here we need to define our relation. So when you open your line entity and you see here you have this relationship, right? So you can simply copy this. Okay, oh, you see here, PU, here it should be purge. Let me again copy this. And what I will do, I will go to my relation here. And I think this should populate now. Let me see. Okay, it's not populating anyway. I will copy this. And let me save it. So I want to do one more thing here. If you see currently, alright, so let me do a build and we'll see if there will be any error. We'll fix that. Okay, so we're getting this error. So let me do one thing here. Select here purge table. Table entity. So I'll copy this name. Let me copy this. Alright. Oh, so this is the reason. Here I missed R, so that's why it is causing issue. So say like instead of purge, I created like purge. So alright, so it shouldn't be an issue here. So what I will do, I will make sure it is updated everywhere. So we'll go to my composite entity now and we'll go to this relation. I will change this relation now. Okay, to correct one. And let me trigger a build. So at the staging only, I think I missed R here, like in this particular perceivable entity. So anyway, no worries, we'll do a build. We just want to understand the concept. Alright, so I think there is one issue. So let me do one thing. I will delete this. I'll again click on this new, we'll again go here. Okay, now you see it's coming fine because earlier it was coming PURCH. So now this is coming correctly. So I will say my purge ID here. I will again add this here as well. So let me say purge ID. I will save this. Let me do one thing here. I will update my staging table. And let me go back to my staging table of my purge line now. Okay. Let's reload this one. I'll say yes. Okay, so if you see here now, the data entity is automatically coming, the relation. So earlier this was not coming. Alright, so due to the naming convention, like the name that we missed, because of this, in our this perch line entity, I was having PURCH1, which was wrong. So let me do a build now, and we'll see. So the build is completed. So I've already did the entity refresh. So I'll go to my data management. So if you see here, you simply need to go to framework parameters, go to entity settings, click on refresh. Okay, so what I will do now, I will export my, we'll test this entity by exporting the record. So I will say perch header and line composite entity test. All right. So before that, I want to also show you one more thing. So what you need to do, you will need to go to data entities. Okay. And I already know my entity name start with purchase order. So you see this is our entity. So when you will click on this child entities, so again come back one more time here, go to, so you see here both the entities are visible here, like purchase table and purchase line. So we are using combination of these two entities. So now simply copy this, okay, and I will add this entity, and I will go to entities on my target entity because I haven't put any label. Okay, so the exact same name will come here, and I will choose the format as XML. Either you could choose attribute or you could choose element. If you choose element, so the line by line XML will get exported, but whereas in case of attribute, it will do an indentation. So let me add this. All right. So now what I will do, so since if I will export, so this is going to export all my purchase orders and their corresponding lines. So what I will do, I will simply put a filter here. Okay, so I will click here and let me pick any random here. Let me say okay, and then export, and yes. So here if you see, the record gets exported, and even if you download this file, you keep this. So if we'll go to downloads and let me edit this. So here if you can see, our records are getting exported. So this is our purchase table, and this is our purchase ID. Okay, our invoice account, currency, order account, vendor group, and here the lines is coming like the purchase line entity, and this is cutting here. So this looks like this. So if you do something like this, so then this will be XML line attribute format. So I will reiterate once what we did. So in order to create a composite entity, first of all, we need to make sure we have at least two entities, right? Then only we'll use composite entity. So whenever we use more than two entities, typically at the scenario, we say we are going to use composite entities. So here the first thing is that we need to create data entities and their corresponding staging table. So we created two entities and their corresponding staging table. Now once this is done, then we need to create relationship. We need to create relationship in our entity. Okay, here we created our relationship. Sorry, not this one. Like we'll create relationship in the line entity because we create relation in the line level. Here you go. So you see we have created a relation here. Okay, and similarly if you will go to purchase line staging table, so here also you will see the relation. And the next thing is that is important, and to make sure you have this particular index, this row IDX that contains all this field, and you need to make sure you are adding row ID and parent row ID here in both the entities. Okay, And once this is completed, then at the end you can simply go to, you can simply create the composite entities. Now when you will open the composite entities, you can add your data source. Okay, now further you could relate this data source with your other data sources. And let's say if you have line here, if you want to have one more entity here, you could even add, like, let's say if your purchase table or if your line have some charges, so then again you could relate this with this. And similarly, if your header have some other relationship with other tables, so then you could add that in like here directly. So you could simply say new data source. Okay, here you could add that data entity. So if you add data entity here, it need to have relationship with this. So I'll delete this. So thank you for watching this video.